So today we will discuss a very simple employee data analysis dashboard, how to create this after transform after data transformation in Power Query Editor. Okay, so we will have a very basic data, and here you can see we have sum of salary by employee name, sum of salary by department, sum of final salary, like final salary will be created after bonus salary, and we have employees name here. So let's get started with it. So the data set that we have is a very basic data, and that data is this. Sometimes we will get data like this where table name, employee name, as you can see, some names are in lowercase, some names are in uppercase, and some names are without any problems, without any case or in regular case. So we can copy this, we can open Power BI desktop. This is how you can practice this chapter. I will provide this link. So here you can see, first thing that we will do is we will go to transform data. So before transform data, we have to enter the data, and we will quickly enter the data. So this becomes our data here. So when we enter the data, like we have employee ID, name, department, salary, we will call this data as employee data. Okay, and after calling it employee data, we will simply load it. Once you will load it, you will see that we actually have problem in the data, right? Because these names are not proper. Now employee data is there, and if we will actually try to create a simple stacked bar chart here. Okay, so this is a stack bar chart, and in this stack bar chart, if we will use the name in y-axis and we will use the salary in x-axis, so you can see it is showing the names incorrectly. We can These are on axis, so on y-axis we can go and increase the size, but you will be able to see that names are not appearing properly. Here we can go to general tab, enable effect. This kind of things we can do, but this is something that we have to fix first. And to fix first comes Power Query Editor. In Power Query Editor, this is called a ribbon. Okay, in Power Query Editor we have a ribbon over here, and in that ribbon we have, so there is this home tab. First of all, this is home tab. Okay, so there are different type of tabs like home, transform, view. In every tab we have different type of operations, like we have transform tab, we have add column, we have view, we have tools. So we are going to use home tab basic options here. So in home tab also there are groups, like there is new query, data source, parameter, query, manage column, reduce row, sort column, etc. So here today the options that we are going to use is transform options. Some part of transform options we are going to use. We'll see use of split columns. We'll also see use of merge queries, like when to use them. So here, suppose this column has improper values. What we can do is, if we will right click, then we will see option of transform, and from transform we can go and transform the data. We also have transform tab. In transform tab also we have format, and we can use this one also. So whatever you want to use, you can select from there. So we will go here, right click, transform, and simple thing is we can simply write capitalize each word. So if you will do that, you can see it has made them in a proper capitalize each word case, or you can transform it to uppercase, you can transform all of them to lowercase, whatever you want to do. Okay, so this is something that you can do directly, and the proper format is capitalize each word, it is already given. So this is something that we are going to use, and here now you can see data has become proper. We will simply close and apply. Anytime you will apply some steps, so all those steps will be visible here. Suppose you made a mistake, you can change that step. Okay, you can undo that change and you will come back to your initial state. Once you are sure that everything is now properly done, you can close and apply. Don't forget to close and apply, otherwise your changes will not be saved. And you can see as soon as we closed and applied, all the changes are now visible here and names are appearing properly. As shown in the initial data, we can also create one for department. So here we can create a stack column and we can just replace. This is not something new. So marketing, so this is department wise. In department we don't have any changes, but suppose you are asked to create or make a change of adding a suffix or prefix to department. So for that you can right click here, go to transform tab. In format you will find add prefix or add suffix. So for example, we want to add a prefix, and prefix is DEPT and colon. So once you will do that, you can see for every value in that particular column, it has added a suffix or prefix, whatever you will add. And every time you will make a change, you will go close and apply. What is another usage of this prefix or suffix? So we can edit query, and suppose this salary is given in dollars, right? Obviously we can apply that using Power BI itself. We have seen in Power BI column tools we have options to transform data, but this time we are using Power Query Editor's interface. So what you can do, you can right click here, and after right click, oh sorry, you have to go to transform format, and here you will add suffix. In suffix we can write dollar, so I'm writing dollar here. Okay, as soon as you can see we change it to dollar, the data type changed. Data type changed to ABC. Earlier it was a number. So make sure if we are adding suffix or prefix, so that suffix or prefix will change the data type. So we will add suffix here. So we can also write something like USD by putting a space here, and it will be changed like this. So the problem is because we have to use this salary in calculations, that's why we are not going to use this step, but I'm just showing you a use of this. Here also you can see we have added prefix, so we can undo this change, but this is one usage of Power Query Editor, and this will be needed at times. Suppose here it is given, so we'll discuss that, but we can close and apply, and again because we undid everything, it is now changed. This is another use of Power Query Editor. Let's say we have another data set. So here for example we have imp ID, and here we have bonus. like this is bonus percentage. So we have imp id, we will write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have bonus, we will write 10, 12, 13, 15, 17. Now the thing is, in our data set, the columns that we have or the values that we have, here we don't have employee ID 5, but still we are adding employee ID 5 here. We will select this data. We can go to our query, or we can edit query, and here also we can enter data. We will paste this data. It will show us employee ID and bonus, and we'll add. So it is added as table. We can call it bonus data. So that is employee data, this is bonus data. Now in employee data and in bonus data, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now in Power Query Editor, in the Home tab, you will see an option to merge queries. This is first query, this is second query, this is basically first table, this is second table. So we have to see what is the bonus of Bob Smith or Charlie Brown, but we cannot see unless and until we join these two tables. You know that in Power BI it is automatically done, like the data model is created, but here we are just trying to understand the use of Power Query Editor, like how we can prepare and transform data prior to use in reports. So here we will see the usage of merge query. In merge query, there are two options. First of all, merge means joining, right? Joining them horizontally, like it will appear like employee ID, name, department, salary, and bonus. It will automatically select on the basis of that. So when you will select merge query, you will have this. Now there are two options. Either you will merge query, so merge query will add everything in your selected table. So the selected table right now is employee data, and here we are going to merge bonus data. Here you will select one, here you will select employee, both columns. Now there are different kind of matching that we can do. First is left outer matching. Like this is something that we already studied in our SQL class. Like what kind of joins, inner join, outer join, and here it is more clearly given. So left outer is all from first matching from second, then right outer is all from second matching from first, full outer is all rows from both, inner is only matching left empty, rows only in first, right empty, rows only in second. Okay, so this is something you can select. So in our case, we will select left outer because we want all from first, because we want only valid employee IDs and not the employee IDs that we don't have. But if you need it like that, so you can select any one of these matchings. So right outer will select 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from here. So let's select right outer. Let's do these mistakes. So you can see in right outer for employee ID 5, because we don't have any data, so it is showing null. Similarly, if we again merge queries, we select employee ID, we select bonus data employee ID. This time if I select right NT, that means rows only in second, those rows that are only in second. So this is going to show only that value, one single value 5, the not present ID in 1. So we'll click that. This is wrong. So this way you can actually select, and that's why for 3 different kind of selections, like for example selection left outer, selection inner, and left anti, we are going to get the same data. So we'll select left outer, and selection matches 4 out of 4 rows from the tables. We'll click OK, and what happens is when you merge, not merge as new. So you can see in merge we have 2 options. So if you will merge, it will show you some option here. Okay, so the bonus data table is now merged with employee data table, and you will have option for this table. When you will click here, so you will be able to see Alice Johnson's ID and bonus. You can see Alice Johnson's ID and bonus. Okay, similarly if you will click anywhere, you will be able to see that only, but you have this icon also, this icon over here. If you will click it, it will ask you that now you can expand this table, and after expanding this table you will add 2 new columns, employee ID and bonus. Do you want to select all columns? So suppose in table A there are 5 columns, in table B there are 10 columns. So now our new table will contain 15 columns. So we can add all of them as well. We can add all, and now you can see 2 new columns will be added: bonus employee ID, bonus data bonus. So it is going to refer to it as bonus bonus. So what we can do is we can simply rename it. So we can uh, rename the columns. Let me see. Sometimes I miss where is rename. So we can double click also. Double click and say this is imp ID. And if you look closely, imp ID will not be needed because we already have it, right? So we can remove this one, and this is bonus data bonus. So I will double click and I will just see bonus. Okay. Now suppose bonus was given as a fraction, like bonus, if bonus was given like this, like 0.10, 0.12. Okay. So if it was given as a fraction, then we would have called it a percentage, right? Like fraction of something. If it is given like this, in that case it is already in percentage. So if you will try to change type to percentage, you will see output like this: 100,000, 1,000%, 1,200%. So this is not correct. So we'll keep it like this. This is actually percent. Now once our changes are done, we can save data. So this is what happens when we merge values. Okay, but if we select merge query and new, then a third table will come. So we can select this, we can select this, and this will actually create a third table which is called as merge, which we can rename as employee data, or we can call it full data or whatever. Okay, and here also we have the same thing. So in Power Query Editor you have to look if you are getting table here as your new column. If you are seeing table, that means you have to expand it, and you will expand it, it will give. So here you can see the problem. Here the problem is coming like we are seeing that table itself. Okay, so this is the problem. So we don't have to see that table itself, right? So we have to make sure when we are merging that we are actually seeing proper. So you will select both of them and then merge query as both of them selected. Let's see. So here we have bonus data, here we have employees data, and fuzzy select. So now you can see in bonus data we are actually merging employee data, and we can rename it as full data, and then you can use this and then you can expand this. Now you can see, because we were merging it in this fashion, so for employee ID 5 we don't have any information. So then comes keep and remove rows. So in Power Query Editor Home tab we have remove rows option. Just select remove rows. What do we have to remove, Mohan? And
No.
so we have to remove bottom rows, right? The null values. So remove bottom rows, and then it will ask how many rows from bottom. So we have one, so we'll write one. Suppose we have to remove 10 rows from bottom, or whatever number is there, you will do. So when you will do that, now you have the clean data, and we can remove this also. And here we have employee data name, employee data this, that. So employee data ID, so you can simply right click and change. See, this is, I know this is very basic stuff, not something very new, but we have to understand the usage of these things one by one. So this is going to be a series of videos where we are going to discuss Power Query Editor and its usage. So now we can reposition it also. Okay, how to do that? Click on this column, keep clicking. Okay, don't release your mouse click, and after keeping you can position it anywhere. So we'll position it in the first position, and now we can close and apply. Interesting thing will be there, that because this merge table is now actually created from previous two tables. If you will go to model view, you will see that all these tables are automatically linked, right? Because we have this data. So this is something that we will do. So sum of salary by name, sum of salary by department. Now here in employee data we should have bonus information, which I think I don't have. This is bonus data, just a minute. So edit query, I think I have to get bonus also. So in full data, do we have bonus? Yes, we have. So now full data becomes our main table. It has bonus information. Now what if I ask you, I want to show their salary with bonus? How will you do that? It's simple. We have to calculate a column, right?
We have to calculate plus.
So we will calculate. So this will be full salary.
Salary plus bonus.
Because it is in percentage. So first you will select full data salary plus you will select bonus divided by 100. This will be percentage, right? Multiplied by full salary. So suppose bonus is 10%, salary is 50,000, so it will be 55,000. So now put everything in bracket properly. So now you can see this is full salary, and now we can see full, like we did sum of salary by department and sum of name by department. So name by salary or salary by name, whatever you call it. So here we will select full salary. You can also put the full salary and actual salary in the same table also if you want. So for example, this is sum of salary, this is full salary. Because this is a stack chart, so we are seeing like this. If it is clustered chart, you will see like this. If you want to see those numbers, you can select data labels. Okay, This is sum of salary by department. You can do the same here. So whatever you want to do, you can do that. Here I'm just trying to create another chart. So we will select a bonus chart, and this is department by salary, this is department by full salary. So this is not something that we have not done. We have actually created more advanced type of chart. But the whole purpose of this particular simple short exercise was to understand the meaning of merge queries. Okay, it was to understand how to transform your data, basic data transformation things that you can do. And suppose in a data set like Northwind that we did. So in a data set like this, basically what we have practiced so far is we have created data model in Power BI modeling tab. But what practice you will do today is using Power Query Editor interface. So yeah, you will go to Edit Query, and here you will enter new source. And in your new source, you will select MySQL. Make sure your MySQL server is running. You will connect your server and download all tables, and then try to create some views, right? So now we have our MySQL server running. This is regarding Northwind database, which we have discussed many times in our examples. So for example, like in the Northwind database, let's say basic example that we have products table, and in products table we have product name, supplier ID, these type of things are there. What if we have to show product name, supplier name and category name together just in a table? So we can go to Power BI, we can go to our Power Query Editor, click on new source, select MySQL. In our case, the MySQL database that we have server is localhost, database name is Northwind. There are advanced options like you can write a SQL statement. For example, select star from customer, select this, select that. So that way you can connect tables one by one. Or if we select everything, so what Power Query Editor is going to show you, same thing. What if we select customer, we select supplier, not customer, we select supplier, we select products, and we select categories, because in product we have supplier ID and category ID. So we select categories. Click OK. These three tables will be there. Okay. It is saying 34 days old because last month also I connected this. Now here what we'll do, like here we have supplier ID and category ID, right? So here I will select product, click on merge query as new, or you can do merge query also. Here I will select supplier, and then in supplier I will select suppliers, supplier ID. So Northwind products joining with Northwind suppliers using left outer, which is more meaningful here, and we will call it product prod sub. I am just calling it product and supplier. So now we have the supplier category, but where is the supplier name? So if you will go here, now you will see it has Northwind supplier, supplier detail, Northwind category, right? It is automatically showing various things. This is something Northwind categories it is automatically showing. Northwind order details it is automatically showing because relationships are there, right? So right now we don't need this column. Remove Northwind categories. I don't want this because I just want to show supplier what we created. So I will remove this as well. So now this is something that we created, the merge. When we'll expand this, so now it is asking from suppliers what do you want to show. So I will say I will not select everything. I will just select supplier ID just additionally, company name and its city or maybe country, something like that. So now it will automatically add these things. So with every product name, now we have the data of their own suppliers and from which country and city are they supplying these products. Similarly for category also, now because we have created this new table, so we will click here and select merge query as new for this product sub, and we will select categories, and we will say that category ID here, category ID here are same. Okay, now it will create another merge. I know we are taking it too far, but this way we will actually have the data that we want, not something that is already given. And now we will call it prod sub cat, like product supplier category. And here also we have table. We will expand this, and from category, let's say we only want category ID and name and nothing more. So now we have this information. So this way it will give us a very big table, prod sub cat, and this particular table that we have here, like you can see, we can duplicate, reference, move to a group. These kind of options are there. There is a advanced editor. So in advanced editor you are going to see the query like let source. Source is table, nested join. These kind of things are given here. So you can do it this way also, but easier is that you use the editor options, and from here you create the data. And here we can do one thing, because category ID is already there, we'll remove. Here we will double click, and this is category name. Similar thing we can do with supplier ID. I don't need it, and it is given as suppliers dot company name, so we can change it to supplier company name and whatever you want to do. So this is something you are going to practice today. And now everything that you have here, what if we delete this? Just going to show you, if we delete this, the query product supplier cannot be deleted because it's being referenced by another query. Okay, so that is something you have to keep. This is something that we have to understand. Then you have to use these options, like from here you can add custom column from example, like enter sample value. These type of things are something that we are going to do in this series. Here you have another option called group by. So for example, we have product. So if we select group by, it is going to ask where you want to group. So let's say we say product name, and what is the new column name. Okay, so new column name will be, let's say, some price, something like that, or new column name will be count. What are you going to count? So instead of product name, we are actually going to select category name, because category is something that can be grouped here, and count rows, and it is asking, you can do sum of what. We will say sum of unit price, and we can say sum price. So we can do these type of operations here, and now it is going to create a table like this. At beverages, their total price is this, condiments, because it is adding total unit price of each product in this category and showing us. Similarly, we can click on group by, let's say, grouping by supplier, supplier company name. We'll call it count. We are going to count rows, or because every row represents a product, so count rows will be sufficient. And it is going to say that Exotic Liquids is supplying 3 products, New Orleans Cajun Delight 4 products, and so on. So these type of operations can also be done like group by. So you will try whatever we have studied today, you have to try these things, and this is something we are going to discuss in our other examples. So this Northwind was just example. We considered these 4 examples. The employee data, bonus data, full data is something that you will practice today, and you will create a separate table for your Northwind database and try to merge these tables, do group by operations, create some tables there. So then you will have some readily available tables in your model that you can directly use in analysis. Okay. Next, what you can do is, for example, here you can go to view just to represent what we did. You can change its background. So this is something that we have done here. So this was our simple chapter of employee data analysis after transformation in Power Query Editor, where we learned some basic usage, and the usage that we learned were group by, merge, we saw add suffix, slash prefix, transform text. Transform text means uppercase, lowercase, etc. So these are the things that you have to try in this example. Okay.